find out who the winners are. We have a story for you now about the Salle brothers, who first came to Ireland in the 1800s, and they've been synonymous with education in this country ever since. One of the best known Salle colleges is in Waterford City, and it first opened its doors to secondary school students in 1949. Now, those pupils who began there on that auspicious day like to refer to themselves as the 49ers, and they recently gathered in the college to celebrate the 60th anniversary of their first day. We give you the class of 49.
I'm very happy myself to be here today, and I really cannot welcome you because you have much more title to welcome me or welcome each other than I have. Your connection with this great school goes back a long, long way.
Monsignor Michael Olden welcoming the past pupils of the Salle College in Waterford, who were celebrating the 60th anniversary of the opening of the college as a day and boarding school.
Today we celebrate the feast of St. John Baptist de la Salle, and he was a saintly priest. He founded the brothers, but he was a priest, a saintly priest who founded the Brothers of the Christian School, and the brothers whom you got to know so well during your school days here. And he died in 1719, which was the height of the penal laws forbidding Catholic education here in Ireland.
Built in 1892, the Salle College is a landmark building in the city of Waterford. Prior to it becoming a secondary day and boarding school, it was a teacher training college for both brothers and lay teachers.
It was a training college set up by the Salle brothers to train, first of all, brothers, be they Salle or Christian brothers or whatever kind of brothers, preparing them for teaching in primary schools, qualifying them for teaching in primary schools. Then they moved on from there to take in some lay students who were trained to be teachers in primary schools. And then that ceased around 1949, when they opened up to making it a secondary school.
These were the first boys to attend the newly opened day and boarding school in 1949.
I was the first boarder in Salle College, Waterford, back in September 1949. And the reason I was the first was my parents, and we were from Kenmare and Kerry, they were going up to Dublin. And they dropped me off here the evening before as a young lad of barely 13. And you wouldn't blame them. When you're barely 13, you're a damn nuisance. And they wanted to get rid of me. But they couldn't have left me to a better crowd of people than the Salle brothers. I'm very fond of the Salle brothers. They treated me very well. They were hard at times, but they were good educators, and it was a good school to go to.
One of the staff from 1949 also attended the event.
I was only 21, and I was sent down here in charge of the boarding school. That's the first year we opened the boarding school, and no training really or anything, just because you were a brother, And I suppose I had a good, strong voice, and I was able to control fellas and discipline them and so forth, And I was here for 21 years on the go, until 1970.
Brother Cornelius always wanted to be a priest, but life had other plans for him.
The day I was leaving school, I always wanted to be a priest. And the teacher called me and he said, you always wanted to be a priest, didn't you? I said, I did, I said. And he knew my parents couldn't afford it at the time. My father had lost, about $40,000 in the crash in Chicago that time. And so he said, would you like to be a brother? He said, I was trained as a teacher in a college in Waterford run by the Salle brothers. That's the first time I ever heard of the name, And he said, there were some great men there, he said, And
that was it? Your fate was sealed?
That was it, absolutely. Next thing, a brother came out to the house and examined me. He put me through a bit of maths and English and Irish and so on, and signed me up, and here I am,
The old photographs show a very formal style of dress.
I've got photographs and I couldn't believe it when I look back on them. Some of the very old ones, people said, oh, is that a boat club photograph or something? You've all got your blazers and everything on. I said, no, that's the way we dressed for the special occasions, which was a different thing completely.
Back in 1949, when the school first opened as a secondary school, there were over 170 pupils. Today that figure has risen to over 1,000.
We're a day school, 1,100 students at the moment.
No more boarding?
No more boarding. Last boarding was 1991. The 1949ers presented to the college a beautiful plaque which is up in the front foyer for all to see in the future, and it's a picture of themselves, the men that are here today and those that have passed away also.
Today it's a very different college, would you say?
Well, times have changed in the college. You know, infrastructurally we change, you know, staff change, headmasters change, but there's one thing that has remained, and that's the ethos and the values and the spirit that's here at De La Salle College.
It was a day for nostalgia and for remembering the 49ers who have passed away.
Tom carries a list of the names of those of our former classmates, 49ers, who have died, whom we remember particularly today. Some of their relatives are with us here, while others are aware we are having this celebration today, during which we will remember those former classmates with whom we lived, played, chatted and studied.
Lovely to see those school photographs from the early days in De La Salle in Waterford.